television CK, YouTube, Musha, subscribe, yes, I YouTube, Musha, cross-rise, then what you are logo. Uncle Machine again, Mofia, logo.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for clicking this video, and I would like to say a very big welcome to yet another video on television CK. Now, if you are new to this channel, I always say this: don't forget or don't hesitate to join this amazing family by hitting the subscribe button. Now, when you are done, also hit the notifications button so that every single time we post any new content on television CK, you will be notified of it so you don't miss any new uploads. And to our revisiting subscribers, our loyal revisiting subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate you guys a lot. All right, so according to former spokesperson of the late former president of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings, Rawlings saw death coming and he wished he could live a little bit longer. Now, this man's name is Victor Smith, and he says he's finding it very difficult to accept the death of the founder of the NDC, and writing a tribute that, amongst other things, referenced the ex-president's alleged mood swings and his will or his wish to live longer, as he could see death coming closer to the days that he lost his life. According to him, the late former president loved life and would have wanted to live longer, but only God knows best. To him, although Rawlings had some close encounters with death, he stood strong until he retired from active public life. He took great risk in bringing about the revolution and sustaining it for over 10 years. He said he had some close encounters with death at different times during his adult life until he retired from the high office of the head of state. Now, part of his tribute read, "Our late president was a political enigma. He was liked and disliked by many people for different reasons. He was understood by some and misunderstood by others. His temper flared up at times but was quick to calm down. He exhibited an interesting sense of humor. A very likable person if you had the opportunity to get close enough to him, to appreciate his commitment to social justice and his desire to see others prosper and to live a life of decency. JJ was a very strong personality, very courageous, and with conviction on the principles for which he launched the 31st December revolution. He took great risk in bringing about the revolution and sustaining it for over 10 years. He had some close encounters with death at different times during his adult life until he retired from the high office of head of state. He did have mood swings and was predictable at times. Some of us cannot simply accept that JJ just died. He was larger than life. He loved life, and I won't doubt that at the point of death, he may have wished he could live longer. But the good Lord knows best. He gives and he takes away. May the good Lord absolve him of all his trespasses. His part in the political history of this nation cannot be erased ever. It does not matter how anyone looks at it. Fare thee well, Chief. Rest in peace, JJ Rawlings." Alright, so this is the tribute from Victor Smith, who happened to be the former spokesperson of the late former president of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings. So moving on to other news, but also related to the sad demise of former president of Ghana, JJ Rawlings. Textile traders in Accra are saying they've run out of stock on JJ Rawlings' funeral cloth. So textile traders at Rawlings Park and its environs in Accra Central have witnessed a boost in sales following the outdoor of the late Jerry John Rawlings' funeral cloth. According to some traders, the constant buying of various types of funeral clothes released on the market has led to its shortage. Now, the fabrics, which came in black and white as well as red and brown designs, have specific names attached to them. And the sellers noted that the black and white is named "A Great Tree Has Fallen," while the red and brown is named "You'll Forever Remain in Our Hearts." And 12 yards of the "A Great Tree Has Fallen" cloth from GTP was selling at 160 cedis, and that of the red and brown design from Printex cost 140 cedis. And one of the textile sellers in an interview said people from all across the country came to buy from him. He said people are buying because they love him. People from the Volta region, Central region, Eastern region, and other regions come and buy in Accra and go to their various places to sell it. So that's why there's a shortage. He said when they brought the cloth about a month ago, people did not patronize it, but at the moment people are buying it and they've run out of stock. Another seller, in justifying why she has run out of stock, says JJ Rawlings was loved by a lot of people. He was a person who pushed crowds, so everybody who sees it wants to buy it, and this makes absolute sense. I mean, one tradition that I've personally loved about Ghana is when a great person or a public figure passes on, we do this cloth textiles for them where we design them with their pictures and all those. We did that for Ebony, and we've done that for a lot of people who are fallen in this country, so it makes sense that we do the same thing for JJ. I mean, JJ Rawlings is undoubtedly one of the biggest fallen public figures in Ghana, so it makes sense that people are patronizing it at the rate at which they are. Now moving on, and for our last story in this video, the alleged 52-year-old child of JJ Rawlings caused a scene at her funeral earlier today. The woman, who goes by the name Abigail Rawlings, the acclaimed 52-year-old daughter of the late President Jerry John Rawlings, has made a scene at his funeral. It appeared as though the middle-aged woman wanted some access to the funeral grounds, but it was denied her, for which she became very hostile. Her composure drew the attention of military officers, who rushed quickly to help her calm down. Now the acclaimed first daughter of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings, Abigail Rawlings, made a great scene during the funeral proceedings, and it has been captured on camera. In the footage, you can see the 52-year-old clearly shouting and seemingly making certain demands. Although it was not audible what she was trying to say or what she was making a scene over, it appeared as though she wanted some exclusive access and she was denied it. Now, as an acclaimed daughter of the late President Rawlings, it is thinkable how any form of denial to her father's or to her alleged father's, funeral grounds could cause her to easily get agitated. As it was reported earlier in the news, this 52-year-old woman who claims to be called Abigail Rawlings says she is the daughter of the late former President of Ghana, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. In a video that made sense on social media, the mature woman spoke passionately about her being the child of the late former President of Ghana. And according to her, her mother is a Togolese who had passed away, but before her death, she told her daughter that Rawlings was her biological father. Now, Madam Abigail Rawlings added that many of the former president's maternal relatives in their hometown know her and have accepted her into their family. She also added that for the past 20 years, she has tried to connect with the other children of her alleged father, JJ Rawlings, and she always ended up hitting a snag. Now, this woman, in every appearance that she has made following the demise of the late president, is always seen wearing funeral clothes, in line with the mourning of her supposed father. So she's basically trying to, the Ghanaian way of depicting that we are in mourning. So she's mourning her father's death. She went on, she's even come out to show some ID cards which bore her name with the surname reading Rawlings. Now, this woman is saying she's not coming out for any form of popularity, but she only wants the children of the late former president to recognize her as their big sister. She adds that she's ever ready to undergo a DNA test to put the matter to rest, to prove that indeed she is the daughter of the former president. Now, I kind of sympathize with this woman a little. I mean not a little, a lot, because if indeed she is Rawlings' daughter, I feel like she deserves to be a part of the funeral proceedings and everything, because that's your dad. But I also kind of understand the family. I mean, in these particular times, they just lost their father and their husband, and they don't know you from anywhere. So you coming out of nowhere to, profess the fact that he's your father, he's this, he's that, and wanting to be a part of the family all of a sudden from nowhere, that can kind of, put a strain on them. So I can understand why they are not giving her the time of day to pay any attention to her. But since she has offered to give a DNA test to prove, what do you guys think? I mean, after everything, of course, because you can't say they should put the funeral proceedings aside and deal with one woman who is claiming that a dead man or a dead president is her father. So, I mean, after everything is said and done, the whole funeral proceedings have been put behind us. Maybe the family should, take a look at what she's saying, take a closer look at what she's saying. Maybe she is indeed Rawlings' father, and they can prove that through Rawlings' daughter, and they can put that or prove that with a DNA test. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on any of these three stories. And today's stories were all, as you can tell, dedicated to the late former president of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is all there is to today's video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did like it. Leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to Television CK if you haven't already done so. Till we meet again in the next video, goodbye.